Good day, everyone. So this report is for our subject in International Business and Trade. Under to our dear instructor, Miss Cherilyn Almerol. By the way, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Dea Marquez and my group members, Miss Christine Sameliano and Miss Lizelle Gonzaga. So we are the group 6 and our topic is all about cross-cultural management. What is cross-cultural management? So cross-cultural management is about understanding and managing cultural differences in a business environment. In a simple words, ito yung pag-manage ng mga empleyado o tao na may iba't ibang culture, beliefs, and values. Ginagawa ito para maging smooth and effective ang operation sa isang company. Lalo na kung international o diverse ang mga workers. Halimbawa, kung may Pilipino, Japanese, at American employees sa isang team, kailangan ng manager na marunong makibagay sa communication style ng bawat isa. Importance of cross-cultural management. Cross-cultural management is very important dahil ito ang tumutulong sa mga businesses na mag-expand in globally. At nakakatulong din ito sa better communication, teamwork, at innovation in workplace. Kapag marunong tayong makisama at umintindi sa iba't ibang culture, nagiging mas productive at successful ang ating company. So, ang example nito ay yung sa mga call centers dito sa Pilipinas na nakikipag-usap ang employees sa foreign clients. Understanding cultural differences and their impact on business. Mahalaga ang pag-intindi sa cultural differences dahil naaapektuhan nito halos lahat ng aspeto ng business. Mula sa communication, decision-making, hanggang sa marketing at negotiation. Kapag hindi alam ng isang kumpanya ang kultura ng kanilang market o employees, pwedeng magkaroon ng misunderstanding, poor communications at problema sa customer relations. Types of cultural differences. First is communication styles. May mga kultura or culture na direct magsalita at habang ang iba naman ay indirect. Hierarchy and authority. May mga lugar na sobrang respeto sa kanilang mga boss, pero sa iba pantay-pantay lang ang turingan. Attitude toward time. Ito yung may mga on time lagi at may mga flexible sa oras. Decision making. May mga bansa na group decision ang kanilang gusto, pero ang iba naman ay individual. Marketing and branding. Ito yung malaki ang epekto ng culture sa design ng products and style ng ads. Their impact on business. In communication style, pwedeng magka-misunderstanding o magdulot ng confusion o loss of trust. Hierarchy and authority. Naaapektuhan ang teamwork at respeto sa leaders. Attitude toward time. Ito ay pwedeng magdulot ng delay o conflict sa schedule. Business etiquette. Ito yung maling gesture o salita na pwedeng makainsulto. Marketing and branding. Kapag hindi akma ang culture sa ad, siguradong hindi ito tatangkilikin ng market. So, the next topic is all about cross-cultural communication and negotiation strategies will be present Miss Christine Samiliano.
Good day everyone. Today I will be reporting about cross-cultural communication negotiate strategies. So this topic focus on how people from different cultural backgrounds communicate and negotiate effectively in business and international setting. So, cross-cultural communication means interacting with people who came from different cultures. This is very important in business because cultural has its own unique way of speaking, showing respect, and expressing ideas. When we negotiate, we also need to understand the other cultures, values, and communication style. This is also helps build trust and reach better agreements. Being patient, respectful, and adaptable can lead to be success negotiations in stronger relationship internationally. Next is the importance of cross-cultural communication. So, cross-cultural communications improves teamwork and cooperation. Multicultural communication, it helps build trust and respect between global partners and enable companies to succeed in international market. So, most important, it reduces cultural conflicts and miscommunication. The common barriers of cross-cultural communication. So, there are some barriers that makes cross-cultural communication difficult. So, first is the language differences. So, this is such as a translations error or a slang miscommunication. Then, the next is non-verbal differences. Ito naman is a gesture, eye contact, and personal space vary by culture. Next is a cultural assumptions. This is a thinking that one culture's way is the only right way. Next is a different communication styles. So, some cultures are direct while others are indirect. Strategies for effective communication. Here are some strategies to improve cross-cultural communication. First, learn and respect other cultures, customs, and values. Second, listen actively and ask questions for clarity. Observe nonverbal cues carefully. Avoid using slang or idioms that may confuse others. And the last one is be patient, open-minded, and adaptable. Next is what is cross-cultural negotiation. So, cultural negotiation is the process of reaching an agreement between people or organizations from different cultures. It also requires understanding cultures, values, communication patterns, and decision makings. Cross-cultural communication is focused on respect, trust, and relation building rather than just closing deal. Negotiation strategies. Here are some effective strategies when negotiating some across cultures. So, one is building relationship first before talking about business. Second is be flexible with time and decision-making process. Show respect through polite gestures and proper titles. And also, adapt your communication style to match the other cultures. And the last one is focus on win-win outcomes that benefits with both sides. Negotiation strategies can lead to long-term partnership and mutual success. Cross-cultural communication and negotiations are being open-minded, respectful, and adaptable, we can overcome cultural barriers, build stronger international relationships, and achieve success in global business.
Leadership and management in a global context. This refers to how leaders guide, motivate, and manage teams from different cultural backgrounds around the world. Ibig sabihin po nito ay kung paano ginagabayan ang mga tao o pangkat ng mga leader ng mga taong may iba't ibang pinagmulang kultura sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Okay, characters of global leaders. Number 1, cultural awareness. Pagkaunawa sa kultura o pagkakaroon ng malalim na pag-unawa sa pinakamahalaga sa iba't ibang kultura, tradisyon at paniniwala. Halimbawa, ang isang leader na may cultural awareness ay maglaan ng panahon upang leader na may mabisang komunikasyon ay gumagamit ng simpleng wika. Leadership style in a global context. Transformational leadership. Inspire and motivate employees toward innovation. Halimbawa, ang isang leader ng transformational ay nagtakda ng malinaw na bisyon para sa organisasyon at nagbibigay inspirasyon. Participative leadership involves team member and decision making. Halimbawa, ang isang project manager ng isang software development company ay kailangang pumili ng bagong programang language para sa isang proyekto. Situational leadership. Adapt leadership style depending on the situation and culture. Halimbawa, kung ang isang empleyado ay baguhan pa lamang, maaaring kailangan mo ng isang direktong estilo. Challenge in global leadership. Number 1, language barrier. Ang language barrier ay hadlang sa wika and communication gap o pagkukulang sa komunikasyon. Halimbawa, ang Pilipino ay kinikilala sa kanilang pagiging magalang at hindi direktang paraan ng komunikasyon. Number 2, time zone differences. Ito ay nagdudulot ng mga komplikasyon sa komunikasyon, koordinasyon at paggawaan ng desisyon sa pagitan ng mga miyembro ng team. Halimbawa, ako ang isang project manager sa isang kumpanya na may mga team sa Pilipinas, Estados Unidos at Europa. Number 3, cultural misunderstandings. Ito ay hindi pagkakaunawaan sa kultura, isa sa mga pangunahing hamon sa kinakaharap ng mga leader sa pagdaigdig sa klaw nito. Halimbawa, ang isang Amerikanong manager ang pinapadala sa Japan upang pangunahan ang isang proyekto. Managing virtual or remote team o pamamahala o malayong grupo, miyembro ng grupo. Halimbawa, ang leader ng grupo ay nahihirapan ding na nanatiling motivated ang kanilang mga miyembro dahil hindi sila mabigyan ng personal na suporta at paggabay. Balancing global and local strategies. Ang balance balanse sa pandaigdig at lokal na mga estratehiya ay isang mahalagang hamon sa pandaigdigang pamuno. Halimbawa, ang isang internasyonal na kumpanya kagaya ng fast food ay nagpasya na magbukas ng mga sangay ng Pilipinas. Strategies for effective global leadership. Number 1, promote cultural training and awareness program. Ito po ay isulong ang mga programa sa pagsasanay at pag-unawa sa kultura. Halimbawa, ang isang multinational na kumpanya ay naglulunsad ng mga workshop